the Japanese knotweed is now pretty much fully open flowers, and it is just alive with honeybees, wasps, bumblebees, you name it. But at this point we've got a ton of honeybees in here. Now, I had a comment from a viewer wondering how the honeybees take the pollen from a plant and put it onto their pollen sacs. And I too am fascinated with honeybees. Every time I try to come out and film these guys, they're moving so fast it's hard to even follow them with the camera. By the time I get zoomed in, they're on to another flower. I mean, it's just amazing. But the person suggested it would be really cool to see them gathering pollen in slow-mo. So I'm going to do my best here to get some close-up video footage. I don't have a full-size tripod, or at least not one that fits this camera. So I don't have a great stable base for doing that, but I'm going to try and zoom in. I do all my video by hand so far, so I apologize for any unsteadiness. I do my best to keep it stable, and I am running the Sony Handycam stabilizer on the camera, but there's only so much you can do. But I'm going to try and get some close-up shots of these guys doing their thing, and see if I can't get a close-up, the slowdown, and we can get a better look at them transferring pollen from their front legs to their pollen sacs. I think they basically take it from the front legs to the middle legs and back to the sacs, but I'm not entirely sure, and I like the idea of trying to get a close look at it. So thank you to the person who commented on that. I can't remember their YouTube name, but thanks for your feedback and interest. I'm just going to take you on a little walk around this gigantic Japanese knotweed cluster. And for those who might find this boring, I apologize. You know, I know I've shot a lot of this Japanese knotweed with the pollinators in it, but I just find it fascinating when you see, you know, flowers that are literally absolutely loaded with thousands and thousands of pollinators all at once. I just think it's a really exciting thing to see and to watch and to listen to and observe. And I love to see the diversity that comes in here. I find it fascinating. And so I kind of figure I can't be the only person on the planet who finds it fascinating. And so that's why I'm filming it and sharing it. So if you're not enjoying watching this, I apologize. Okay, before I blow my whole afternoon watching honeybees in the knotweed, let's move on. I know I've been talking about it in some of my videos for the last week or two that the goldenrod is starting to open, but we are actually reaching that point finally, and it's really exciting. I'm seeing all sorts of wild pollinators and honeybees both in that. We'll take a closer look at that in a bit. Well, in some places the goldenrod is opening, in some places the goldenrod is actually almost finished. Right here it's kind of almost done already, but there are lots of various stages of it. You can see this is a little more open. And there's a video by the Herbal Jedi on how to use goldenrod for medicinal purposes, making teas and tinctures, how to harvest it and use it. Really interesting video. I was not aware until I came across that video that you could use goldenrod as a tea or in a tincture. So I will try and throw a link to that somewhere right here so you can check it out, because it's really interesting. Of course, no tour or checkup or update is complete without checking in on the honeybees, especially with all that stuff open, flower-wise. Definitely serious nectar pollen flow on right now. Especially the two new swarms. Tremendous traffic, been like that all day long. And last night, even as it was getting pretty dark out, I was still seeing foragers coming back in with pollen and nectar. So that's really encouraging and exciting. And I know last year, around the same time when the knotweed and the goldenrod and all that stuff was open, last year's bees put on a huge hard push and filled up a bunch of supers, or a bunch of space that I didn't expect that they would fill. So I'm going to let them roll through this, and then we'll see if they made any extra honey that I can have this year. If not, it's okay. These two swarms on the right are brand new, and this hive on the left lost several swarms in order for these two swarms to be produced. So I'm quite happy to have replaced the two hives I lost last winter, and to have healthy, happy bee colonies. If I gain no honey this year, I'll be disappointed for sure. I would certainly like to take some off. But as long as I can keep my bee populations growing, and keep my apiary growing, and keep healthy, happy bee colonies, I'm pretty happy. Hopefully they're building up a solid winter nest, and they'll be able to survive this coming winter well and come out of it in the spring and really rock out and make us lots of honey next year. So my management practices are improving. I'm learning a tremendous amount of information. I'm spending a lot of time watching different YouTube channels. Lately I've really been focused on Ian Stepler's YouTube channel. It's a Canadian beekeeper's blog, and he really goes into great detail on how he manages his nests per the time of season, and how he manipulates those nests as best as he can to work within the environment that he's working with and to manage healthy, happy colonies. So I've learned a lot from him. So I'll throw a card to his channel here, because he's well worth checking out. And at some point I got to get back and catch up on Frederick Dunn's channel. He's putting out about hour-long video every week, answering all sorts of questions and discussing all sorts of details, and he has some really excellent information too. He's more of a backyard beekeeper's perspective. I kind of like watching both. I think it's great to have both perspectives in mind. Anyway, I will share some links there, and honeybees are doing well. We'll go take a look at the top bar hive quick. Lots of traffic coming in and out. I still want to get back in this hive soon and have a look-see. I'll bet it's chock full of honey. Anyway, these guys are really healthy and happy also. For those who don't know, I had just brought this hive back from another farm. The bees that were in it on the other farm had died out over the winter. And so I set it here this spring with the intent to clean it up and get it ready and eventually capture a swarm and put into it. And a swarm just came along and inhabited it. And I don't think they were from my bee colonies. I think they were from another bee colony or a wild colony. They're a little bit different in color and look than my bees from my colonies. So I have a suspicion that they came in from elsewhere. But man, I was really happy about that. That was an easy way to occupy it. So then I basically just came out and leveled it up a bit, and I put this secondary roof on it so that when the sun hits the roof, it's not baking the hive, and let them do their thing. I did an inspection in here, I don't know, maybe a month or a month and a half ago. Really fascinating. These guys are really healthy, thriving colony. And I guess I'm going to try and do another inspection sometime soon here to get a look at them end of season, both for my own curiosity and also to share with my YouTube viewers, because I know a lot of people had interest in the top bar hive. So there's that. Goldenrod is finally opening. And I'm starting to see our first honeybee activity in this. So that's exciting. I always enjoy watching the goldenrod open and everything turn bright yellow, and this whole area come alive with the buzz of insects. And of course, various stages, as with most of nature. This is already fully open. You can see we have the ever elusive honeybee working from flower to flower. Okay, I think that's the end of the tour for now. Hope you found this interesting or informative. Thanks for watching the Pharmacy Seeds Network. And don't forget, tonight, Tuesday at 9 p.m. Central, Wednesday, 12 a.m. is Comrades in Farms, live stream both on YouTube and Truth Frequency Radio, your protection from deception.